Cuéntenos un poco de su historia personal, la que usted cuenta en su libro Hijo de Hamas.
In fact, from the early beginning, I adopted Jesus Christ teachings and standards in my life, and I absolutely felt that this is the way that I want to go in my life.
Where does your legitimacy come from? The Palestinian people did not elect you, and they did not appoint you to represent them. You are self-appointed.
And I asked him a question, like, why you still love me? Why you're telling me that you love me? You're supposed to kill me. Because, I converted to Christianity. Community is just sitting watching. They couldn't do anything. But our God is working.
Say that this is an ugly war. Israel did not start it, but Israel will end it.
Cuéntenos un poco de su historia personal, la que usted cuenta en su libro Hijo de Hamas, y la que va a salir pronto en una película. Su padre era el cofundador de Hamas. Cuéntenos un poco quién era su padre y cómo nació esta organización.
Sí, mi padre fue uno de los miembros fundadores del movimiento Hamas en los 80s. Yo crecí en este entorno, yo entendí la naturaleza de la organización. Gasté muchos meses, de hecho estuve algunos años en prisiones israelíes, al lado de militantes de Hamas, y entendí completamente su mentalidad. Y esta es una de las razones por las que lo dejé, porque yo sé que esas personas están guiadas a la autodestrucción, y el resto de la humanidad es su objetivo. Cualquiera que no crea en su ideología enferma, ellos están dispuestos a matarlo. Y aunque hoy estén mostrando un poco de flexibilidad, ellos están hablando de hacer unas paces por 10 años, y esto es una mentira. Ellos solo necesitan construir su poder militar para conquistar más. Su meta es destruir el Estado de Israel, su meta es destruir Occidente y el mundo libre, porque ellos no creen en un mundo libre, ellos no creen en la democracia, ellos no creen en otras opiniones, ellos no creen en la libertad de religión, solo creen en una religión, la religión de la que ellos creen, y nosotros debemos entender, esta es su naturaleza, es de ahí de donde yo vengo. Y esta es la razón por la que yo dejé esta organización, y de pronto nosotros necesitamos aprender un poco más acerca de la naturaleza de Hamas. Y yo estoy en desacuerdo con algunas cosas y de acuerdo con otras cosas que hace Israel. Pero cuando hablamos sobre Israel, no solo hablamos del gobierno o de la gente que está en el gobierno ahora mismo, o si ha habido una mala administración con la gente, con todo el mundo que está en desacuerdo. Estamos hablando de Israel como una nación que ha pasado por muchas guerras, especialmente el Holocausto. Más de 6 millones de personas murieron, personas judías murieron y 10 millones de personas murieron en manos de los nazis. Ahora, lo que está pasando en el Medio Oriente, en las manos de Hamas, en las manos de Hezbollah, en las manos de muchos grupos radicales islámicos que están naciendo con algunas armas destructivas. Básicamente, están tratando de aniquilar a Israel y destruir a Israel. E Israel tiene el derecho de defenderse a ellos mismos. Si Israel lucha contra Hamas, no solo está luchando por ellos mismos, están luchando también por el pueblo palestino. Por cierto, el mayor enemigo que el pueblo palestino está enfrentando en este momento es el movimiento de Hamas. Y los israelíes no pueden evadir a los civiles y ser más cuidadosos. Yo invito a Israel a hacer eso. Eso es lo mínimo que yo espero de un país democrático y sólido como Israel. Porque hay una responsabilidad en lo que Israel está haciendo. Pero a Hamas no le importa. Hamas tiene como objetivo a Israel en cualquier nivel. Y hoy nosotros debemos saber la diferencia entre qué es una organización terrorista y qué es un gobierno que está siendo forzado de manera muy sucia a participar en esta guerra.
Side of the story. Even I start to learn more about Hamas, more about our society, that things I wasn't even allowed to think about, or it never came to my mind. So now I became more curious to know and learn from the Shin Bet. Then I became friends with the Shin Bet. They weren't as we were thinking that they're going to be just thirsty for the Palestinian blood. I saw that they were responsible. They were just good friends. We became really good friends. And because of all this happened, I was really shocked. Like where I went. Like now I'm a friend with my enemies. It didn't make any sense to me. So later on, a short time after that, I met with a cab driver, evangelist from Britain. I was walking close to the Damascus Gate in Jerusalem, visiting my friends, and I didn't know how to speak English even, and he didn't know how to speak Arabic. So he was inviting people for a Bible study. So I accepted the invitation. I said, you know, it's like I learned something from my first infidel friends, the Jewish people, the Shin Bet, and let's see, it's like what those infidels have to tell me also, Christians, this time. So I went to the Bible study, and they gave me the Bible as a gift. And this time, when I read the Bible, it was for a different purpose, to see what the Bible is all about. I started reading Matthew and the Sermon on the Mount, and I came across the verse that says love your enemies, and I was, wow, it's like I am a very good friend now with my enemies, and this guy is saying love your enemies. What is supposed to mean to me? Simply I was very confused of who my enemy was, and the answer of the Bible wasn't like to me, yes, keep going working for the Shin Bet against terrorism. That wasn't the answer, but the answer of the Bible was, and the clear message of Christ, that your enemy is not man. Your enemy can be everywhere, can be in every nation, and you cannot have one nation or one country as your enemies. It was very clear that my enemy wasn't man. My enemy was the evil inside that man, and the evil in this man can be Israeli and can be Palestinian also. And it made a perfect sense to me. I saw in Jesus Christ how hard he was on people with self-righteousness. It made also perfect sense to me. And when I saw Jesus Christ liberating people from religion and fulfilling religion with his grace, that also touched my heart. This is what, in fact, from the early beginning, I adopted Jesus Christ teachings and standards in my life, and I absolutely felt that this is the way that I want to go in my life.
My name is Mus'ab Hassan Yusuf. I grew up in Ramallah as a member of Hamas. I addressed the words to the Palestinian Authority, which claims to be the sole legitimate representative of the Palestinian people. I ask, where does your legitimacy come from? The Palestinian people did not elect you, and they did not appoint you to represent them. You are self-appointed. Your accountability is not to your own people. This is evidenced by your own total violation for their human rights. In fact, the Palestinian individual and their human development is the least of your concerns. You kidnap Palestinian students from campus and torture them in your jails. You torture your political rivals. The suffering of the Palestinian people is the outcome of your selfish political interest. You are the greatest enemy of the Palestinian people. If Israel did not exist, you would have no one to blame. Take responsibility for the outcome of your own actions. You fan the flames of conflict to maintain your abusive power. Finally, you use this platform to mislead the international community, to mislead the Palestinian society, to believe that Israel is responsible for the problem you create. Thank you.
Palestinians are fighting each other. For the last 2 years, and this is good news, we have 10,000 Jewish people for the last 2 years only. This is the people that we count and we know about, who came to Christ. And they're demonstrating the streets, down the streets in Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, you know, saying, the Messiah came. Don't keep waiting for him. He's already there, like 2,000 years ago. And from the other side, Palestinians, you know, I came and I knew about many people, and we have hundreds, thousands coming every month to Jesus Christ. I will tell you how. This is amazing how God is working in that area. While politicians are tired and they're confused, what can we do? You know, it's like Israel is raining bombs on Gaza Strip, killing 600 innocent people. It has nothing to do with terrorism, and the international community is just sitting watching. They couldn't do anything. But our God is working. Yes, it takes longer time, but He's fixing the problem from its roots. And He's telling Israelis and Palestinians, He's telling them His message very clear. I didn't come to take sides. I came to take over. Unfortunately, most people, when they look at the news and see those masked men and shooting, carrying guns, if I was in the same, if I step into their shoes, I would understand. It's crazy, they're shooting, and we don't understand why they're shooting, why they're fighting. And my father is one of them. I was one of them. And when you go and live with them in person and see their personal life, they're not different. They're not aliens. They're just God created them. But they have their own path. They're walking on their own way. And this breaks my heart. Like the way that I see my father treating my mother, the way that he loves me, he loves my other brothers, the way he loves his neighbors. Like, he didn't disown me. He's supposed to kill me. He's supposed to send somebody kill me because I convert to Christianity. This is what his God tells him. And I asked him a question. Like, why you still love me? Why you're telling me that you love me? You're supposed to kill me. Because, I convert to Christianity, and it's a very clear command from your God to kill me. So why do you still love me? Do you have moralities more than your God? They are good. They have moralities more than Allah. The hospitality, loving. I had many American friends in Ramallah. And even if you go yourselves, you're going to see like, wow, there is something great about this culture. There is something great about those people. They're not going to shoot you, by the way. It's not like in the news. But there is something wrong. There is something wrong about them. A Catholic priest came to our house. I was Christian during that time, but he had no idea that I was Christian. And I was translating to my father. He wanted to help a truce between Hamas and Israel. My father totally believed in that truce, and I took the opportunity to translate for this priest to my father. I was adding stuff from as a Christian. So now, this priest he met my father twice. And you will be surprised of what he did. I sent emails after my public conversion to everybody, to all my contacts, including this priest. And I was expecting from him, to be happy and say, praise the Lord, and be really happy just to understand that I was Christian during that time when I was translating. I would say I wanted him to know, but I couldn't tell him. It was secret. So now, it took him 2 months to respond to my email. You know what he told me? He told me, I thought carefully, and I kept thinking. I couldn't sleep. Thinking what to write you. And what I can say, that I wish that you kept your Islamic faith. Because you basically destroyed a wonderful man. I told him, if you met my father for 2 times, and you loved him more than Jesus Christ, what can I say? This is my father who took care of me, who loved me, who sacrificed, spent most of his life in prison. And even when he was in prison, he was gathering the food that they give him, so he give us when we go visit him, and the candies. This is how much love he had. And I will never forget this. But how can I call myself the son of God that child.
It's horrible, but again, I speak as a taxpayer, as an American today, that we need to be unified. We need to give Israel the support. We need to free Palestinians and free Gaza from Hamas ruling.
You were embedded with Hamas before you were, well, first you were with Hamas, and then you were embedded with Hamas on behalf of the Shin Bet. What can you tell us about what motivates these people? What are they like? What are the leaders of Hamas like? What do they want?
Well, they are a religious movement. And this is what everybody is afraid to say. If Hamas was a political movement, then we can satisfy their political ambition. But Hamas is a religious movement that does not believe in political borders. You know, they want to establish an Islamic state on the rubble of the state of Israel. They want to annihilate the Jewish people and the Jewish state. They want to kill everybody who support Israel, then establish an Islamic state. But this is not the end, because their ambition is global. They want to establish eventually an Islamic state, a global state. So this is what's on their mind. And we know that we cannot satisfy their ambition. And the more power, you know, we give them, the more aggressive they are going to be. Hence, we cannot give Hamas what they want. We cannot give them what they are asking for. Whatever it takes. You know, in war, people die. And we need to prepare public. You know, I say that this is an ugly war. Israel did not start it, but Israel will end it.